Good morning, everybody. How are you today? I haven't got a lot to talk about. From what I've seen so far of what's going on with the attitude of ICE and more ICE troops, ICE idiots being sent. There's articles about several of them are ex January 6th. I guess convicts or whatever. They were convicted and now they're working for ICE. Several of them. We don't know how many yet. We're still looking around trying to figure out what's going on here. But it basically points to Trump wanting disturbances to continue, Trump wanting more violence so that he can declare martial law and therefore do away with the January 26th elections, or not November 26th elections, the midterms, and promote himself to emperor. All right? He wants to invade a peaceful, loving country that has been an ally of ours and does nothing. There's not a whole lot of stuff there that we want that's going to come cheap, but he wants it. And he's trying to deal with that's Greenland, and now he's trying to deal with Venezuela, and that's just not going to happen, man. I mean, it's like the stuff that's down there. Start with oil. Oil's more expensive to extract from the ground in Venezuela than it is any other places on Earth. It's just an entirely different type of crude. It's heavier. I don't understand all that stuff. I'm just telling you what it is, okay? It's a problem. Now, do you want to... now the question becomes, do you want to deal with this problem, or do you want to just say no? Well, the oil companies have told them that it's not investable. It's too. I said it. I hope I said that right. It's just too expensive for them to go down and do what Trump wants them to do, as fast as Trump wants them to do. It's not possible. The projections go from anywhere from 2 to 10 years before we'll see any profit out of it, and that profit won't come to American people or the Venezuelan people. All right, it goes to the U.S. government, Trump and his cronies, okay? Which brings me to another point. Democracy's dead, and nobody realizes it. I don't think that democracy ever really truly was designed to exist. It's all been about big business. It's all been about the people with money. You know the saying, money talks, bullshit walks. That's just what it's going on, you know. You just keep constantly seeing this man trying to be an emperor. And now he says that I think her name is Machado or something like that, the young lady that actually won the last election in Venezuela, but wasn't allowed to be put on the ballot because Maduro knew she would wipe him off the face. She'd just wipe him right out. So what are they doing now? She supposedly said she'd give him this Nobel Peace Prize. And what's going to happen is what's being predicted by a couple of people I listen to. Brian Cohen is one of them. That it'll actually happen, even though Norway says it can't be done. She'll give him the Peace Prize, and he will let her be the president of Venezuela, so he can walk away from that country. Because right now, it's just too expensive for him to. He can't run that country. Who's he got down there? Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller's got his head too far up Trump's ass to be of any use. Stephen Miller is like Himmler or any one of those lackeys that Hitler had. You know, that's just the way he is. He's a yes man. He's not a yes man. He's trying to guide Trump into a really bad situation, and that's just that's him. I don't know what to tell you about that. That's just a really bad deal. Um, in that country. That's just everything's too expensive. And he says, well, they have other minerals and stuff we can go after. They have a lot of stuff we want. Have you ever seen the jungle down there? There are people there that have been living in that jungle for thousands of years and have never seen a white man and don't associate with modern times. So how the hell are you going to go in there when nobody else knows how to get in there? All right? Because you can see it from the air. Seeing it from the air and knowing it's there with infrared cameras or whatever you want to use, and then extracting it profitably would require the destruction of the Amazon jungle. And as far as the last time I looked, the Amazon jungle is roughly responsible for 70% of the oxygen that we breathe, converting carbon dioxide and other objects into breathable air. So if you want to go down to 30% air, and you know who's going to get the 30%, it ain't going to be you. You're going to be too busy digging in a coal mine or something, trying to make a living. It's going to be Trumpy and his little cohorts. Check out Rollerball. You'll understand what I'm talking about. That movie from 1975 I keep talking about. Trump is moving in that direction. Now, everybody sits around, and all my friends do this. Most of my friends do this too. They say, we have to get rid of Trump and his administration. Well, yes and no. All right? You have to do it a step at a time. Unless you're going to do an entire gunslinger wipeout, something like that, you're going to do, a major uprising. It's going to be, it can't be done all at one time. So what do you have? You have next in line, you have J.D. Vance, who's about as uncorrupt as Al Capone was. And after that, you have John Roberts, who just wants to be whatever he is, I think if he was president, he'd be walking around with a smile on his face and somebody's hand up his ass telling him what to do. So, he's not a choice. None of these people are true choices, okay? They're not even solutions to the problem. What's the solution to the problem? I'm not really sure that there is a 100% acceptable solution to the situation that we're in. I know that the 2026 elections don't mean shit. Then everybody that's sitting around saying, yeah. Well, the deal is that politicians are there to appease us. They think they actually work for us, and they don't. They work for the major corporations. I forget who said. I think that was George Carlin that said that. And, George Carlin's a comedian. What does he know? Listen to some of the stuff he says, and then tell me what does he know. He's like me. He listens to stuff and then he interprets it the way it's supposed to be, not the way you think it is. Nobody likes the truth anymore. Okay? You know that Jack Nicholson movie? What is it? I forgot the title of it, but anyhow, he's there and Tom Cruise is asking him questions, and he says, and Nicholson says to this, he says, you want the truth? You want the truth? You can't stand the truth or handle the truth. I don't know which word was used there, but you get the picture. Well, that's exactly what's going on now. Americans can't handle the truth. They're not prepared to handle the truth about what's going on out there. These people, these commentators that come on are going along the premise that we can fix this. And I'm not sure we can without a total replacement. And the thing that's important to recognize here is we don't have people sitting on the sidelines that can take control of this. Okay? The Democrats by their own actions are showing that there's no one willing to step up because they're afraid they'll lose what they have. Okay? There's a lot of perks to being a government official, especially in the federal government. You get country club memberships, you don't pay for lunch, you get health care for life, you get pensions for life. Come on. You know, that's why these guys go out and take jobs speaking every once in a while, because they don't need the money. They have these pensions for life. Okay? Most of these people don't really care about us. And most of them are cynical, just like I am now. You know, that there's just, I don't see a, and the thing that worries me the most is that this is becoming a world problem, not just a U.S. problem. The oligarchs are starting to, it started with Russia. They were the ones that really were the first ones to make an appearance in an influential way on an international level. Now you have Trump. Trump's a moron. Okay, he's never had a good idea in his life. He's doing to us what he's done to every business he's been involved in. He's going to bankrupt us. He's going to walk away with tons of money, and the rest of the country is going to be broke. That's how he operates. He hasn't had a good idea in years, if he ever had one to begin with. You know, that he didn't steal from somebody else, or wasn't given to him by somebody else. He's a danger to himself. He's a danger to everybody. And I'm sure I'm gonna, have problems eventually, and I'm prepared for that. I'm 80 years old, and my birthday's Friday. I turn 80, and if you're like the Japanese or the Orientals, I'm 81 years old instead of 80. So, either way, I have enough pain in my body right now that I doubt very seriously I'll see 81, but we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. That's not my decision to make. That's other people. That there are other powers involved in that. But in the meantime, so long as my mind's functioning, I'm sitting here saying, how the hell do people believe this shit? Now, I can understand a person in politics or something like that taking Trump's side because they want to be on the winning side. Everybody wants to be on the winning side. Nobody wants to be on the losing side, right? Losers suck, okay? So everybody wants to be on the winning side. So they think Trump is winning, so they'll stick with Trump. As soon as he starts losing, watch them leave, okay? Trust me. But it's not... and there's no real answers there. So what do you do? It's like I'm saying, even if the 2026 elections go Democratic where they're allowed and the Democrats win and Trump is sort of humbled or impeached or whatever, you're going to have J.D. Vance or John Roberts or some other schmuck leading the country, and they're not really running it. The guys like... the billionaires would be running the country, not him, not the individuals. Okay? Some of our best presidents, like you take Abraham Lincoln. Now, that was one of our greatest presidents ever, and he came from extremely humble beginnings. Nobody gave him nothing. Okay? He was chopping lumber from outside his log cabin, politicians like that became some of these hillbillies, they call them, Daniel Boone, Davy Crockett, those guys, heroes to the American people, became president. There are things that they accomplished at the time. The only rich man that I know that ever did anything for the government, for the average individual, was Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He's the reason he can only run for 2 terms. People were afraid he was going to become king, but he died. Had he not died, he probably would have run at least 1 or 2 more times. I don't know how successful he would have been, because once the country becomes profitable, people start to be easily impressed and less inclined to help those that are unfortunate. Nobody really understands that, but that's what happens. All right, I bullshitted enough. It's Monday. Listen, great football weekend. The only team that I really consider rooting for in the Super Bowl would be the Patriots, and there's some bad shit coming out about them personality-wise, but I don't really care. They weren't most loved team in the history with Brady as quarterback. So it doesn't, personality doesn't win football games. Egos win football games. So I don't know what's going to happen there, but that's the one I'll root for. I don't like Josh Allen. I don't like the Buffalo Bills. They deserve. People say they deserve it. Yeah, but they choked 4 times in a row. I mean, come on. Jim Kelly was a great quarterback, but he couldn't pull it out. The coach, Marv Levy, was a great coach. He couldn't pull it out. Nobody talks about Marv Levy too much anymore, anyhow. All right, listen, that's it. I'm done for the day. I'm done for this video. I'm going to go over and do a short live video, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Hit that subscribe button. It's good for my channel. It's good for me. It's good for... I don't know if it's good for you, but it's good for my channel, and it's good for everything I do on YouTube and whatnot. So go ahead and subscribe to that channel. Hit the like button. Let me know that you're okay, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.